There's a question I've always had about Amon and his plans, and particularly in episode 4 when he finally has Korra in his grasp at Air Temple Island, but he doesn't take her bending away. He instead says it isn't the right time. And, well, I'm here to dive into why he doesn't take Korra's bending in that moment. Now, that was always something that I never understood, and I think I've seen a few reaction channels like Let's React, which, by the way, check them out, guys. Their reaction videos to Legend of Korra are phenomenal, and I just love them. But that's something I've always noticed, and every time I watch the series again and again, that is always a question I have of, he has Korra right where he wants her, and yet he doesn't do anything about it. He leaves her be. He's got her trapped, alone, helpless, at his mercy, and yet he says time isn't right. We'll have our showdown, but not now. And all I can think is like, but why? So I've come up with a few ideas as to why that may be. First up is that I don't think he actually had the knowledge yet as to how to stop bending in the Avatar. Now, it's kind of simple enough, I would say, to figure out how to do it within single bending benders. But for the Avatar, it's working out with all the different chi blocking elements for every single element within one person. I think it takes a lot more skill and understanding of how chakras and chi work that Amon probably didn't have at that point in time. Because he uses bloodbending and his understanding of chi to block the flow, to help basically stop completely the ability to use your chi to bend. With an avatar who has multiple bending elements, it's going to take more understanding of how chi and that flow works within a spiritual being who has that level of control. And so I think it was just that he didn't have the ability at that point in time, so he still needed to go away and study it and figure out how to block every single chi and chakra within an avatar. Possibly maybe even looking at the lion turtles in terms of how they used chi and chakras, possibly in terms of giving and taking away bending. Maybe even looking at Aang as well in terms of his energy bending and how that worked. Not too sure, maybe I'll dive into that in future, but I'm not that knowledgeable in chi and chakra, so I probably won't. But I believe Hello Future Me has done a video on it, so I'll card it if he did do one. Another possibility that I think actually kind of goes more in tandem with Amon as a character is that him using the fact that she is helpless and terrified in this one moment and basically at his mercy, to then tell her, no, this isn't the moment, but don't worry, it will come, is his way of like an emotional or mental warfare on her psyche. He is basically telling her, I can get to you whenever and however I want, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Look what's happened right now. I've got you where I want you, but I'm going to let you go. But doesn't mean I'll do it every time. That's more terrifying than actually having it happen in that moment. Knowing that at some point, this person who can do the worst possible thing, like taking everything that Korra is, her avatarhood, her bending, away from her whenever he wants to, is something that is really going to mess with her psyche. And we see that with her breakdown with Tenzin after he finds her. She is terrified, and that fear is now going to stay with her and is not going to go away. And this just seems like something Amon would do to psych out his opponent, to make them afraid, so he can have the upper hand no matter what. The other possibility, and this is one that I actually kind of like, and it ties in a little bit with psyching out your opponent, but also to do with the chakras and chi. And it's that I think he's trying to find a way to conduct his, technically domestic terrorism of Republic City, to deliberately focus on the areas of Avatar Korra's chakra, both the thing that blocks the chakra and the thing that keeps it open, but going after the ones that will block her chakras to help in his lead up to taking her bending. The Earth Chakra is all about survival, but is blocked by fear. By creating Republic City and making it a place filled with fear, and that basically survival not being a possibility, especially when it is taken over by the Equalists. Fear is going to be potent in the area then. So that chakra will be blocked. Fire deals with willpower, and we can't say that Korra doesn't have any willpower, but it is also blocked by shame. Same in this case, she will feel shame and embarrassment and anger over the fact that she has been defeated, in the sense in terms of the takeover by the Equalists and the rise of Equalist power. And so that chakra will be blocked because of that shame. The water chakra deals with pleasure, but it is blocked by guilt. And guilt is definitely something that Korra is going to be feeling at losing everything that's going on with Republic City, to do with Lin, to do with the airbenders, everything in that moment that is happening to her and to this city is going to cause guilt. So that chakra is blocked. The only one that he messed up with technically is the air chakra, because that is blocked by grief. And while she will have grief over everything that's happened, she still has the love of her friends and her family and her love for this city. And it's because when that was threatened that she was able to unlock her air chakra. And I talk more about this in another video, so I'll card that. But all these sort of things, it just kind of makes sense with all of his actions. It can tie into a way to block one of her chakras. I know I didn't mention all of them, but it is a possibility, and it's one I kind of like, because Amon is a smart guy, and it feels like something he would do to look into this research as to how to get someone's chakras to be blocked, to stop their abilities. But these are just 3 things that I think could be the reason why he doesn't take her bending in episode 4. But what do you guys think? Do you think there may be a reason as to why he didn't do it, or do you think it was probably just a narrative related thing? Which is what it probably was, but I like to theorise, so whatever. But if you do have an idea, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And if you liked this one, also let me know with a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. I don't know, just let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I truly do appreciate it. In the description box down below, you find the links to all of my social media, my merchandise store, and my Patreon, where if you can support me, that is the place to do so. Can't support me financially, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to know and see more content from me. Yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.